Shift number 3. It's about obedience, not knowledge. It's important to remember that every single person can hear God for themselves. When you think of Jesus being crucified, in that very moment, the veil between the normal section of the temple and the Holy of Holies, the place where the high priest could only go one time a year, was torn in two. The place was open for business because Jesus opened up the presence of God for every single human being to experience. And really that's what John chapter 6 tells us, that the Holy Spirit speaks to every person. And there is no direct need for a human intermediary in order to hear the voice of God. This is part of the reason why we use self-discovery in our teaching, in our groups, because self-discovery is way more beneficial than teaching discovery. Stats tell us that only 10-20% of what you hear is retained, but over 90% of what you teach is retained. So if you get a whole bunch of people sitting in a group, teaching each other, even stuff that they're just learning themselves, when they're discovering that truth on their own, when they're reading it, when they're talking about it, that information sticks a lot better. And it's not just about the information that sticks, because information up here is pretty worthless unless it's information that's lived out. Really, Jesus never said, learn a whole bunch of stuff about me. But he said, if you love me, you'll obey my commands. So what if, instead of preaching to a passive audience, you had a discussion with active participants? A discussion that focused on the 3 relationships we talked about: the upward relationship of worship, loving God; the outward relationship of mission, loving outsiders; and the inward relationship of loving the community, loving insiders. So here's your question. Take a look with your partner and examine John chapters 13 through 16. What are the benefits of following Jesus in obedience? Think about it.